Have you been? Good. Yeah, not bad.
Okay, so good evening. I'd like to call to order the meeting at the BAR of today, being November 17th, 2025 at 5:30. And can the members of the introduce themselves to
Rob McQuilkin. William Lindsay.
Stephanie Renza?
Tom Birmingham. Christopher Gag.
Thank you. And thank you, Desiree, for taking the minutes. So can we start with 16 Brook Road, please?
Great. I'm Neil, architect. This is Tyler, the landscape architect.
Could you also read your names into the record, please?
Tyler Ballo from Artemis Landscape Architects.
And Neil Young from Black House Studio. So our proposal was to is to do a small pool house with screened porch above, as well as a in-ground swimming pool. The last time we were here, we were right before our meeting here, we were told that we needed to seek a zoning approval for the increase in the deck area that we were proposing. So we had gone through that process and gotten approval for the increase in the deck surface, specifically the paving patio space around the deck. And so here we are again to go through the proposal with you all. From an architectural perspective, the pool house and screen porch is designed to just fit seamlessly within the existing architecture from a material perspective, and also just an aesthetic from the house. So materially, the pool house, which is on the ground floor, is clad in the same material as the ground floor of the existing house, which is a vertical cedar board. And on the upper floor, which is the screen porch, it's a combination of horizontal cedar boards that are stained like a dark red, as well as the vertical posts that are going to be clad in that same cedar that make up the fenestrations for the open screened areas.
So do you want to take us through it step by step?
Sure. Well, I'll let Tyler start because I think a lot of this is
These are the single engineering plans. We have gravel jointed pavers up in this area with a dining area and a spa. And then you walk down lower terracing and you have halfway points where you can rest or you can, enjoy the nature. These are all pavers set on concrete. You go down to the pool terrace area, which has your pool terrace in this area.
So why did you find it necessary to have such a huge area,
Because
bigger than the house, massive paved area outside the house?
Because we wanted to mimic the grade instead of having the pool up over 4+ feet from the air. We wanted to go sequence with the grade itself in the linear fashion of the house. So stepping down, we went down with flights of stairs leading down to the terrace. And now again, these are all ground level here. And we didn't want to have a set of stairs that were 9 tread risers long. You wanted it more gracious. You didn't want to feel like you're walking down a massive steps, a grand staircase. So we wanted to do it in sequences here.
Okay.
And then we're reusing the existing boulders and anything that's excavated for the pool and the terrace itself. We want to integrate that in our steps in our design. And that's where these boulders here that you see here. And then we'll have surrounding plant beds and pockets of plant beds within the terracing and surrounding terraces.
Have you had sort of a better sense of what's in the ground since you last looked?
We'll be using native material.
Rock-wise.
Oh, rock-wise? Oh,
Yeah.
no, we have not done that yet because we haven't excavated
Oh,
anything.
okay.
So that's when we're going to find out what will be going to be reused, if it's going to be ledge removal or if it's going to be boulders. From their experience before with just doing regular landscape maintenance, Most of it is just our larger boulders that can be used and
That can
moved
be.
by an excavator
Mm.
rather than actual hammering and ledge removal. And that's what we're hoping for. And we can keep continuing to move on through the drawings if you would
Yes.
like.
So, yeah, so this is lawn?
This will be all lawn, and again,
And
this is all.
this is also like a lawn path?
It's gonna be a more of, it hasn't been decided the material, it's probably going to be a mulch path
Mhm.
that you can walk through the woods and the native plant material, astilbe and whatnot, that feels like you're able to have a little quiet zen moment in the wooded area. And then this is the pool equipment location here. So they can easily access it from back here. And then you can walk around here, and it's gonna be heavily screened and heavily planted wise. So both the clients and the neighboring properties won't see any pool equipment, won't hear anything, and it will be pretty tight in that area.
Have there been letters from neighbors or have they been notified?
Neighbors have been notified twice. There's no objections,
Okay.
to the project.
Are these proposed trees here? What are they?
So they haven't been defined yet. We're considering either a cherry or a red maple, or a flowering shrub, larger shrub. We haven't been defined the exact tree material just yet, but those are gonna be something more in the flowering sense that's pretty to the eye.
We were there today on the site visit, and we noticed there's about 15 trees tagged with are they tagged to be removed or?
They're either gonna be pruned or they're gonna be removed. A lot of them are diseased, and are a hazard to the client. So that we're tagged on possible removal.
And are you aware of this, John?
No, I mean, I'm obviously aware there's gonna be some trees obviously in the area of the pool, but I don't know if are these trees beyond
They're
the
way
area.
beyond.
They're way-
They go over this whole area, you can see trees. Actually, someone took an axe and actually felled them already. And I mean, they look like they were alive, like, it's of course winter, so there's birches and there's oak trees. I must say I was concerned.
There were a number of trees. We've had several. The clients have a landscape installer that maintains the property regularly, as well as Tyler and other more knowledgeable people regarding the landscape. But there have been a number of trees that have been flagged because of specifically because they're diseased and they're in danger of falling down. The ones that, I know that you mentioned there are pink flags on trees. I don't know that there is a difference between the pink flags that are labeling a tree that is diseased and needs to come down because it's going to fall down on its own, or trees that are needing to be pruned because they have branches that are like literally falling down now.
It'd be very important for you to document that because
Sure.
it's
Before
Yeah.
anything more gets taken down,
Okay.
it's really
Yeah,
important to take pictures to show them to John,
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah.
surprised that many trees
Yeah.
are in question.
there's 5 down already, and it's counted 15 tagged. So
Additional.
there's quite a big percentage of the trees on the property, and yes, some of them were clearly dead and diseased. Others didn't seem to be. So it's when all this work is, I mean, removing trees is always a problem because our portfolio of trees in the Tuxedo Park is being reduced. So when trees are removed, and certainly for safety, we are 100% behind that. But we want them to ideally be replaced, and so that the portfolio keeps on being robust. When there's a lot of excavation and groundwork and moving of drainage and that sort of thing on a slope, it's even more precarious because of the soil erosion, the water erosion going down, and nutrient load going down into the lake. Even though you're not by the lake, it's still en route to the lake, and we have a problem with the lake. It's going to be very, very expensive for us, for all the taxpayers here to try. So anything that can help as a filter, and trees are the best filter. So we're very, very concerned when trees disease, and you know, the emerald ash borer and the, you know, the
Gypsy moth.
and all of that is, you know, and so when trees are being cut down, we love them to be replaced, so that so yeah, if you could document that before removing any more trees, so that and for your own sake as well, so that neighbours don't call us and say those nasty people are chopping down trees. If we, then John Ledwith can say, you know, we have it documented, they are diseased, and it's all above board, because that'd be very important.
Understood?
I'd like to I'd like a letter from a licensed arborist about the trees. Maybe he can submit a copy of this, Mark.
Got it. Understood.
At this point, at this time of year, it's very difficult for me to tell dead or alive
I know.
because they've all lost their limbs,
Mhm.
unless it's very obvious.
Leaves,
But
yeah.
I haven't seen the trees, so I don't know.
Understood.
Were you able to visit the site?
Nope, but I feel pretty good at just looking at the designs.
Would you think it might be possible to stake this out on the site so that when the other bar members have a chance to look, they could just take a look, just to see where exactly the pool is planned? It's a little difficult. There's so many rocky areas. We had trouble figuring out where exactly it was going to be, right? Christopher,
I wasn't so
kept not.
yeah, I wasn't so concerned about that. About
Okay.
the, you know, the you know, I understood the sort of gentle slope going down, and then, you know, hit all these boulders down there that you know, please, you can reuse those. So, and you know that you've got the variant, so that I'm not so concerned about. It's about these outlying factors, but so.
So, will you be able to write down a list of the plants that you are planning to put into the different locations? I saw, it's like a sketch of a list.
Yeah, we have, so again, so we have, present images and ideas of plant material that we're going to be using. I can show you guys here. And I think I presented this during the first meeting. We don't have specific locations just yet, but we do have. I'm just gonna put this.
Yeah, that was a nice list. They were good.
Yeah, a lot of natives, which is great.
Yeah, really important. And it was a good variety.
Mhm.
There, so
We can absolutely send you guys this package again for you. But we have a number of perennial shrub and plant material that we'll be using in our design and our plant material for the landscape. We have New York fern, little Joe Pye weed. Now this is more on the ground and flowering ground cover. For larger material, we have a mixture of for our shrubs, we have our viburnums, rhododendrons, clethra, serviceberry, and then again going into it again trees material. We have these. We have eastern redbud or Norway spruces, red oak, dogwoods, serviceberry. So these are the material that we're considering using and integrate it into our design and our plant material for the new design. So these are the material that we have discussed with the client and that we want to integrate it.
Certainly, with the tree issue, maybe, you know, depending on the outcome of that, it would be to supplement this with some evergreen trees, especially to, you know, get the portfolio back, especially between you and the neighbor that expressed some concern.
Absolutely.
Something like American holly that's evergreen,
Absolutely.
that could, you know, then there would be a sound and more of a sound and sight barrier as well, and keep the neighbors happy and keep us happy that, you know, you're replenishing the trees. And
Of
so
course.
that would be great too.
Just wanted to
Absolutely.
mention one tree variety. One is red mulberries, native mulberries. They're fantastic for the environment.
Fantastic.
You could squeeze that in and people can eat those berries.
Great.
But the other thing that's a really phenomenal tree that people haven't been using is a sourwood. You come across that?
Actually, no, I have not.
It's
No.
something that blossoms in the summer, which is rare in trees.
Uh-huh.
And it's got these shaped, wonderful flowers that come like drapes from the top.
Yeah, and it's the most
Really
beautiful tree in the fall.
And it's,
I
I was
think
gonna
it's up
say,
there
it's
with
the
staghorn
most-
sumac, maybe
Yeah.
maybe prettier.
And if you need to dig one up, I've got all these extras.
Absolutely.
They're my favorite trees. I look down on them, and this property is so wonderful because you also look down on
Right,
the
that's,
trees.
yeah.
If you see these white tops,
Mhm.
I first thought it was maybe an American chestnut or something blossoming at that time, and then I figured out what it was. Anyway, so that's good.
I think I just want to point out real quickly, on this plan specifically, those darker shaded areas around the perimeter, the goal is to plant that area out specifically, on the, this would be the eastern side toward you all.
This area.
That area specifically is getting planted with more of evergreens to be more of a shield, like a visual shield from the
Right.
neighbors, but other trees on the western side to be more of a variety that are species like for beautiful, for the beauty of the site.
And here's a render of a person standing here at the terrace looking back this way towards the neighboring property, where we have a mixture of flowering trees, lower ground cover and shrubs, and then behind is our screening access from the neighbor to also be protected from them as well. So this is just a conceptual idea of what it's going to be looking like while you're hanging out at the swimming pool.
Great. And did we discuss last time the lighting?
I think we briefly touched on it, that it would be dark sky compliant.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was all where we stood at that point.
Because the lighting's important because you're right in the forest with all
Right.
if it's not so wildlife sensitive, the coyotes are going to come and
Yes.
no. What's that?
They're right outside the fence.
Are you Mr. Lakaitis? Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So Desiree, Mr. The resident is in attendance as well. Yeah, there was a pack. There was a family that just moved, the McGraths. They went to TPS school and they used to walk up there until they met that pack of coyotes.
So I was just gonna ask, did you just have a sample of the material with you?
Yes, it's a possible sample material for the terracing and the gravel jointed pavers here. It's a Hudson Valley gray sandstone. And you guys are more than welcome to pass that around. Now, it's a possible material choice that we're considering using for all terracing here. Or a bluestone. That's also a bluestone lookalike. That's cooler to the feet. Bluestone is very hot.
Yeah.
Some you may know. So that is a sandstone, so it doesn't get very hot during the summertime when it's in direct sunlight.
Yeah, I really love that path, those beautiful bluestones that are shaped. But I think it's quite a big contrast that
Right.
you're gonna go for.
Right. This is
You
what,
wouldn't go-
this is more of a linear, running bond, material rather than what they have here up in front. We're obviously not touching any of that. That's,
It wouldn't
kind of a
bother
different zone.
you to have this crass kind of contrast between this one sort of very beautiful and sensitive and natural look, and then that.
it's the choice it's what the design that we've gone through with the client, and this is where have ended with, and we're happy with the way that it's integrated with what is existing and what's going to be proposed.
It seems bi-coastal if you're going from the New York area into California.
There are, it's probably worth mentioning that within the sort of these strips of bands, as you're walking down to the lower elevation, there are going to be a number of those boulders that exist now on the site are going to be integrated into those retaining walls. So there's going to be we're going to maintain as much of the natural feel of the terracing of the site as is possible.
That was a fabulous feature of your property. Those boulders.
That's why we want to reuse them as much as possible in our design and in the project itself, because they are beautiful boulders. So we don't want to haul them away or chip them away.
I think 30% of the house names in Tuxedo Park have the name Rock. So yeah,
I only bring that up because I think it helps to break up the so their modernity and linear nature.
May
of
not be
these
representative of what they're
That's-
using, but
it's
maybe just the sampling.
natural kind of look.
Well, I love it if it's cooler and it's natural. I mean,
yeah.
The color is lovely
The
too.
lighting, do you have the specs on the lighting? It's
I have conceptual photos of the material of, I think I do some in here,
that would
the
be
lighting.
because that would be great to have the details of that so that we can.
If not, I can provide them. Yeah, anyone have something? So these are uplights that would be uplighting a ornamental tree. These are well and integrated step lights that would be going into the steps here. That's a path light that can be integrated in the path coming from, if someone's coming from the driveway into the back rear yard, this is another path light option. And these are some of the ideas that we're considering for the rear.
Yeah, so with these, yeah, we need more specifics for the lumens and that sort of thing because we don't want, there's been a tendency of late of newer residents, lighting up the whole sky, and we're very sensitive to that. So yeah, if you could provide the specs on that, so we could sign off on that.
Of course.
I think it's a very nice continuation of the property in that very special little area.
Quick question about the deer fencing. Are you currently, it's running just to here and then new fencing along the border
Correct,
up there?
correct.
So there's no fencing there now?
There is a
There is
fence.
existing fencing that will be moved from there to the property.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, I see. So that's not the property line there?
This is the property line, not
John, what is the rule about the fencing and property line?
2.6 off of the property line, I believe.
5 feet off a road.
Right.
So did you?
Yes, this is,
Yes, so look at all that. We did not look at that. Yeah. I don't completely understand. You're moving what exists or?
the existing fence into the property.
So the existing fence is now on.
Correct, is off the property and it's moving into the property.
Okay.
So this is,
on your neighbor's property.
Violation, no.
and we're moving it into the property line, 2 feet off of the property line.
And this neighbor knows all about that? and-
Correct, he's been
They're all-
notified.
They're cool.
That's
There must be
Michael
one.
Bruno.
I believe that's his
That's
name.
right.
Okay.
We talked to Michael about that, and yeah, we're gonna, this is the way it's going to be properly.
Right.
After.
Okay. All right. Assuming that's all in proper heights and all that.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
Up to pool building.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but the deer fencing isn't satisfying the pool setback, or what type of fencing is it?
It's going to be, the deer fencing will be brought up to pool code compliant. And then we have new fencing here, and here, that will be pool code compliant. That is going to be wood post, cedar mesh.
I see.
Is that someone?
Here are the options for the cedar posts and wire mesh fence. And then these are just freestanding cedar posts with the wire mesh if you wanted to have it with the top and bottom rail. And they would be either clear cedar grade, natural, no stain, so that they age to a grayish tone over time.
Sorry, you have you decided which one
It
or?
has not been decided the exact if it's going to be framed or if it would have just no frame on top. It would just be the mesh on top. And that would be these two, these fences right in this section, in this section.
Right.
Would be the decorative fence. Yeah.
And what height does that have to be for
For 4 feet,
for pool compliance?
pool code compliant, and the mesh has to be typically an inch in the square inch for it to be pool code, so it can't be climbable.
And that's not, you have no concern with that fence with the deer because you've got the deer fence all around here.
But yeah,
The perimeter.
we're not concerned with the deer, with the rest of the deer fence that's already here. And then the back part of the deer fence will be brought up to pool code compliant.
Well, it says existing to remain, so is it already pool compliant? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
we will be bringing it up to speed
Oh,
to
okay.
pool code compliant.
Okay. All right.
That
So
might.
refurbished or
Yeah.
whatever.
So is this the final look that you're going for?
Correct. These two images are the material that would be up here. This paving running bond bluestone would be the full terrace, and the terracing in between this terrace level here. And then this is a good example of how we would like to integrate stone or boulders into the walls and reuse them as much as possible. Those are some good images for that.
And the deer fencing is the.
Just the mesh that we saw is
Is
the
the-
black, it's a black mesh, right?
Correct. And so then again, that will be brought up in pool compliant. This
Oh.
pool code compliant wire mesh has to be thinner. The mesh has to be kind of closer together so that it's not
Oh.
climbable. So they will be brought up to pool code compliant. It's kept in the same exact location.
I think we probably need to see us, do you have like a small sample that we
I
can?
can send you
Or-
photos.
Okay,
I don't have a sample, but I can send you photos of
okay,
pool
just,
code compliant deer fence.
okay. I don't think we've come across it yet, have we?
This is new to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Never, no one's ever used that, so it's interesting, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. And absolutely send you that.
And the proposed double gates, do you have an image of those?
I believe I do not have an image of the gates, but again, I could send that to you guys as well.
Right, 'cause it's all these little details
No,
that, the last sort of 1% are sometimes the most important aspects of it that, we don't.
That's.
No, there was one thing that I was a bit heartbroken when I saw, there was this beautiful little natural
That's a wire
pond.
mesh.
I
That's
thought this
chain
was,
link.
It
I
says
thought this was what they were
remove.
using. Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, the reason for that is that it's actually not on, it's half on the property and half on the neighbor's property.
Okay,
We would love to keep that. But it was originally it was part of an earlier planned
mhm,
water management system. But again, it's because it straddles the property lines, we have to abandon it as a water mitigation
Mhm.
device.
it's just so good
It is.
for wildlife, in these
Yes.
hot summers, if the
course.
birds can drink that, it's gonna be such a pleasure to the homeowner
Mhm.
to see birds drinking from a little stream or something.
Absolutely.
Is there any way you could weave something like that in? Just a little polite water hole somewhere?
We can take a closer look with the civil engineer, what drainage issues or anything that might cause a problem with that, but we can take a look into that.
So at Chastellux, I found an old, like an old water hole, and in the summer I filled it up, and nothing makes me happier than seeing those turkeys swim there. It's become a path for all there must have been 25 blue jays. They all dip in and then they move on.
Wow.
It's so nice to see. And that sweet water hole is just that type of thing.
Mhm.
And so when I saw it to be removed, I was a bit
They
A bit
further
broken.
down further down the slope.
Do you
Absolutely.
have, do you have children?
Yeah. And it's.
If they, I mean, if they saw the frogs and everything else, it's nice, right? But they, okay. I still catch them. Oh, really? Okay, that's nice.
That has to be removed, or can you just leave it there?
It's,
If as long as the civil engineer is okay, and because again, it was not partially is not on the property, we thought that was gonna cause a lot of concerns. But if we are able to reuse it and the civil engineer gives us the okay and you guys give us the okay, then we can absolutely still reuse it and lush it up, massage it and make it look pretty.
The one challenge that we'll have is because it straddles the property lines, the deer fence has to go right over
Mm.
top of it. And that's part of the reason why
Oh,
it was scheduled to be removed is it causes an issue with that specifically.
But Dan, you were saying there was another location further down the hill, maybe that wouldn't,
That water runs down,
oh,
it's there because the water sort of runs down the
Right.
property.
right.
And to the neighboring property is pretty marshy,
Mm,
actually.
mhm,
So some of that right around the edge of the property is
Mhm.
also a little marshy, so it wouldn't be, you could imagine that, I'm not gonna go start re-engineering. with-
Sure, sure.
But farther down,
mhm.
it could be something that I love. It's music to my ears to hear, maybe want something like that, but maybe it's the next project.
But if in that area that is a little bit wet, the Sweet Bay magnolia is another fabulous tree that has the most beautiful smell and blossom, and it likes its roots to be, in wet soil, and it's
A lot of those trees that you saw are along that marshy area and they've obviously just become besotten or whatever.
right. Yeah.
Anyway, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Also Winterberry would love it there and the wildlife loves that. And you can harvest it for the holiday season.
The red berries. Yeah. That's.
Yeah, no snacking on those.
Well, but birds can,
Yeah.
you can't.
Yes.
So there's lots of little details to finesse. So what should we do, John, with this?
Well, we should get a revised site plan just for clarifications and some additional specs as you guys discussed this evening.
Mhm.
I know there's a kind of a rush to get some of the bigger site work started, so I don't know if you want to give them approval to start the bigger site work since that's going to take some time. But I also just need the tree issue to be addressed before
I
we
think
go
it's
any
maybe
further.
easier just to do everything at once, and there's not that much. So it's just the final material to be chosen, then the lighting, the final choice of these fences. Do you have an opinion on it?
The one very handsome.
One without the strut on the top, right?
Yeah.
Just kind of goes away.
And then, yeah, and then just some further detail on the trees that need to come down and the ones that you're gonna replace them with, but it shouldn't be difficult.
Yeah, to get those details.
You can probably get it all done by the next R meeting, I think. Right,
Yeah.
Sign off.
and then maybe just that one image of the deer fencing that's pool compliant, just because it's very. Was there anything else that needs to be finished?
No.
When is the next bar meeting?
John, 2 weeks?
First, well, it might be, it's the first Monday in December.
December 1, I think.
This is the second meeting in November. So the next meeting, I think, is maybe the 1st of December.
December 1st, yeah, I think that's it. First Monday.
These things, highlight that, like the lighting specs is, the fence specs could be.
We can send that along right away.
Could we, like, do that right now? I mean, if that's.
I could send that tomorrow morning, the defense specs, I don't have them on me at this moment.
It's just
But to vote on it, it's just, we should just have everything all at one. It's really hard to vote on something and then another and then sort of it gets all muddled. So if we can have it all there, read all the specs down and approve it, that would be super good.
Timing with the bigger project. I mean, I'm sure we'll figure out the details of how it appears, like with fence and things like that, and the lighting. And we're gonna be very cooperative about what you want there. But the timing on the bigger project because of the weather is, I think 2 weeks is pretty important to us right now, because we were delayed by the BZA at sort of at a. So that was 6 week delay. And I just wonder if there's any kind of provisional.
I think the trees are the most important thing that you need to get resolved.
I think there's a dozen things here that need to be resolved if you went through everything you discussed tonight.
Yeah.
What could we do to try and
No,
accelerate that we could give permission for that one process to start excavating or whatever it
yeah,
is?
what is the most critical aspect of it that you need for?
The critical aspect is getting things ready to excavate because they need to excavate they're we're running against clock right now to excavate to be able to get the ground open up so that they can start the pool footings before we're into the middle of January and concrete can't be poured anymore.
Well, we know the basic program is
Right.
desirable, and so
So I'd be comfortable voting on that aspect,
On the basic, on the.
that
yeah.
basic pool excavation thing, as long as you come back as soon as possible with the
Right.
December the 1st with the tree plan and all the other accessories which are later on. Then that way you can move forward with it and
And am I right in saying that for excavating here, no trees are going to be taken down in this area? Is that right? It doesn't look like it, but am I right or am I
Just
wrong?
one, which is an existing one. So
That's not the trees you're moving, is it?
the spruce we're transplanting, these existing spruces we're transplanting, there is one that is going to be removed. That is in our. Sorry,
maybe one of the Japanese maples that's.
the Japanese maple we're going to be transplanting.
Oh.
No, don't do that. Just throw that out.
Japanese maple.
I was thinking that might be a
It's
good.
not worth doing. They basic. I have to pull up more of those terrible maples and.
They are permissive.
Available.
Okay. So we have this existing 14-inch tree right here that is at the corner of our pool that is going to be removed. We have a 6-inch caliper. These three right here, 1, 2, 3 are the spruces that will be transplanted and used for screening for the client and the neighbor. This is the one that has to be removed because it's right on the corner of our excavation for the pool, the stairs. And then our boulder that's in the pool.
oh, this is good. I mean, it's good.
Oh, it's in the pool, right?
The boulder is right, that boulder that you
Yeah.
saw that's set in the wall is in our deep end. So that's gonna be the fun part of excavating and finding out what we have there.
And so, yeah, this is great because you have the trees marked on here, so
Correct.
you can show which ones are diseased, which ones have been removed already, and because there is a 4 tree max per year, unless we give you permission.
So, can we proceed to vote on this aspect?
Yeah.
So, I'd like to make a motion to vote on one second, on permitting the excavation phase for the location of the pool house. As presented on, can you read this into the record since you're the architect?
Oh, yeah, 16 Bluff Road, Village of Tuxedo Park, Orange County, New York, SBL 103-1-12.
And that's the material, lighting and design aspects are to be postponed to the next bar meeting. And that we look forward to receiving the tree plan and the notes about from the arborist about the tree removal.
And replacement.
Yes. So, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Great. So, digging, and we'll look forward to seeing you December the 1st.
Thank you so much, guys.
It's going to be amazing.
Great time, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
Okay. Hello.
Oh, have a seat, yes.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, can you again read your name into the?
Hi, I'm Laura Denberg, and I'm here representing Jonathan Pomerantz, who is in Hong Kong and Japan. So did you guys do the site visit? Yes. Okay,
You did?
We did, yeah.
okay,
You know the.
I know the building, yeah.
okay. So there's two existing doors that are on the north and south of the home that already look like this. And the door that they need to replace desperately is the door that faces the pool, which is this massive barn door. The problem with this barn door is you can see that there's huge gaps between where the barn door, it's just not an efficient way to close the house. They tried to board it up and stuff it with insulation, but even with that, you can see that there's just huge gaps. So his brother was there 2 weeks ago and a snake was in the house and mice get in the house. There's just no good way to make this efficient. So he would like to take those existing barn doors and bring them, they fit beautifully here on an interior track and keep them in the house. So he won't get rid of them. He'll use them here. But what he would like to do is take this south and north and with this, make a very similar going out to the pool. Instead of having these cross hatches and just make it clear glass with kind of this header here. And
So this door.
this
supposed to be
exists.
Replaced with this. No.
No.
No, we got that.
This
We got that wrong. We got that.
Yeah,
wrong.
so this
that's my
exists
problem.
already.
I misunderstood.
This
Oh,
exists
okay.
and won't change. but-
Correct.
Right. So you're just simplifying this
So where
in a
is-
different
Where is this
place.
going again?
This goes out to the pool in the backyard. This is in the back of the house and the back of the house.
I know, right.
Big door.
Right.
And then it ridges up, so no one can see it. I actually live behind him and when I go up, I can only see the top of his roof line. So this is already on the north side and then there's a matching one on the south side and then there's a matching one on the north side. So the reason that we don't have these is because when I spoke to the glass person, he said, when these were originally installed, each one of these is filled with air. And so it's not e-glass all the way around, so it's not as efficient these are very cold. So he said, if I were to do this more efficiently, it's a different glass person. He said, I would do it with less of these bars, so you're really keeping the house efficient. This is a much more efficient way to build it than this, is what he was saying, which is why the design has changed a little bit.
Mhm.
You're talking about energy efficiency.
Correct.
Right.
We
Yeah.
love the energy efficiency, and we love the stable. It's so beautiful. It's fantastic. My thought is just that, I mean, the existing windows are kind of like okay because they, in some way, they match the sort of the Tudor work up above, and so that they're not great, but originally I think it was proposed they were going to source some vintage doors, which obviously would be very difficult to get the exact size and everything. So I understand they had to do that, but this one it just seems too modern, too inappropriate without the crossbars.
Yeah.
If you brought this
It's a terrible idea
central,
to have different types of doors around the house.
I wonder if you brought that central line across, if that would give you some of the satisfaction of the timbering echo while still being energy efficient. And maybe bringing this across more heavily, so you don't end up with something such a departure on either side.
Yeah, so that was the other thought, was to take this across to give you that kind of illusion, or maybe do the transom with the.
Be a
he'll
happy
give you-
medium.
Yeah, he could do anything you want, but when we spoke about it, he said these unfortunately are not. Every time you add a crossbeam, they're hollow, so they're just not efficient. So it was the window person's recommendation to do it this way, just for efficiency.
And what material is this?
This is the same material as this. It's metal.
Metal.
Yeah.
With wood.
Yeah, no, he just drew it that way.
Gotcha.
So,
And also the base that I was pointing at, that also feels incriminating, like if you were to bring that all the way across.
but it is the same here.
I know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
but
it
here
would-
you
I
had the
would not
mitigating
think
factor of these, whether that was
Right.
sufficient, who knows?
Right.
But it's that plunge there that
Mhm.
maybe looks uh kind of is sort of at odds with maybe the rest of the.
Yeah, it's not happy.
Yeah.
It's a shame because, you know, the house is so good that,
But this is so bad.
right.
I
no,
mean,
yeah,
the
yeah.
mice.
Functionally,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's
no, it's, and we've tried everything. We've tried 2x4s, stuffing it with insulation, and then the mice dig it out, and then snakes are coming in and mice.
totally understandable.
It's just, he did try, but it's just not possible.
By the way, where he's reusing them, that has no relationship to that space. It's a totally different.
It's actually interior.
Interior.
So this is gonna be moved to this wall, and then they'll sit here, which is beautiful.
Perpendicular.
Sliders?
The door is actually right here. It's perpendicular, correct? Yeah. And they'll function. They'll actually still be,
Open or slide?
they slide, they open from the middle.
I see.
They're just they're just
Yeah,
rusted
yeah.
and corroded
Nice
and.
to still sort of give a nod to the carriage
Oh,
house.
yeah. He's excited about keeping them. So I think, again, I hate to say time is of the essence, but it's cold.
Sure.
So I think he'd be happy to get this resolved, you know. You can see what it looks like right now with the boards everywhere
Sure.
and trying to keep it nailed shut. It's not pretty.
No.
No. So,
And this would also be meant to be clear, non-reflective glass?
yeah, this looks like it's mirrored. It's actually not. It just happens to be the way that it was photographed.
I see.
This was photographed by the glass company. So when you walk up, you can actually see that there's stuff inside the house right here.
Right.
So for some reason, the way
Carpeting, yeah, there.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
It need to be tempered because it's.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely tempered. Yeah, it's definitely tempered.
The issue I have is the proportioning of it.
Okay.
Are these openings the same or are they different?
They are
size?
almost identical.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
See, if you notice this light
Mhm.
is narrower than these four. So I don't know the height of this door, but I think
They're the same. Believe it or not, the whole thing is within an inch the same. This door goes up to here. It's just the reflection of the roof line here. So these boxes are actually the same exact as this. The proportions are almost identical within like half an inch.
yeah, well, these doors look wider than these doors.
Yeah, I think,
They do, don't they?
Yeah.
yeah, I think they do. I think it's just the way that he drew them, because 64. These are 3-foot, these are 3-foot doors.
Is it from this?
I don't think so.
Because this, of course, looks more of a wider than a square, and this looks taller than a square.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're almost within a few inches. They're pretty much the same. This is a 3-foot door.
Should we try to find a different glass supplier then? I mean, there are, there are suppliers that provide glass that has divided lights,
Oh, no, he can do divided light.
but also do them efficiently. There are plenty of materials that are not necessarily filled with air. Or if they're filled with air, it's actually has an insulating property. If you have air pockets in between window glass, it actually insulates. So,
So unfortunately, this was done
mhm.
by someone. It wasn't Jonathan who did this. This was done by Ryan, and this was commercial glass. So in order keeping it with the same, to keep it the same, we still have to go with this commercial glass company. Otherwise, it will be completely different. So he wanted to we're using a different company with the same type of material. So we're not using the same company, but this company is matching this perfectly for us. He just wanted to improve it by making it more efficient. So, but if you want the look to be this look,
Maybe there's another way to sort of duplicate this for this space, but find a way, as Stephanie was saying, to take this quote unquote problem and make it an opportunity. You could make it more insulated, not less, I would think. No?
I don't know. I don't know how this,
Billy, you-
Yeah, well, I'd assume these are individual insulated glazing units, IG, U's, whatever, right? And the it's insulated. So these are all within their own frame,
yes,
right?
yes.
It's not it's not one big piece of glass with
Things
mullions.
Put on top, no.
Right, see, these are all
No.
individual. The coldness is probably because it's aluminum. Aluminum is cold.
Right.
Right? You're conducting, it's going, there's no thermal break. So you're going straight through the outside, the inside. That's
But
the
you,
is why
but you
this
see,
is so much
no,
warmer.
but the thing is, it's not that much warmer because all of this is aluminum too. So
Yeah.
you're saving a few pieces of aluminum, but basically it's it's not, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah.
So even
But
if
it's
you were to
certainly
gonna
sell
be
it,
better
it
than
wouldn't
this.
make a
Well, it'd be better than that, but
It's-
the-
Yeah.
but the
metal, you know,
efficiency of
cold.
doing without these crossbars is probably very minimal. So,
Right.
Yeah.
so I think, the balance would be for aesthetic purposes yes, it's a tiny, but just a tiny bit less efficient, but then visually so much more,
Because the
appropriate to what exists
The
already.
house is so fabulous, and with
It
every
is.
addition, it moves further away from the way it's supposed to feel. There are already these really big glass windows, on the side that shouldn't be there, and these strange bull's eyes, and with every little thing, it moves further away from that beautiful feeling. And I think this will take it, a step further in the wrong direction.
What if we just did this then? We just copied that.
Yeah, that's what,
That's
that-
easy.
Yeah.
that we could sign off, I would think, tonight, on
Well,
that.
there's precedent
With-
and there's consistency. So.
Yes.
Yes.
And that,
I think
because,
it's gonna be a better result. If you go around the house and you have all these different types of doors, modernistic but different way of modern. I think this is a
and
better.
also the precedent, the beautiful original door now, for us that don't live there, looks fantastic, but for someone live there, it doesn't work.
Right.
So once that goes, it's going to be quite jarring. So, but I think if we approve this tonight, what we'd love to do, have done as well, is an older issue that still hasn't been done yet. Downstairs, where the gym is,
Mhm.
there was that glass panel, and the floor below facing the street. There's 3 bays where they put the gym on the left side, and there's a sheet glass a window put in without permission. And so that came to the bar, and we said, yes, you can keep it as long as you reproduce the doors to cover it. So when
They
you,
did,
yeah,
yeah.
which
Yeah,
they
that
did,
is
yes,
nice.
which
Yeah.
works
Came out
great.
well.
I was under the understanding that they were going to restore the other ones, which is just black painted plywood. They were going to, they still had some original parts, so they were going to restore the other doors using the originals and whatever was missing to recreate, so that there's 3 proper doors instead of the proper door that they've done, and then just plywood painted black. So if you could,
That was before me. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know anything about that.
so
Yeah.
it's John, is that in the record? That they were-
I'll have to look. I mean, I obviously remember when they came back and
Mhm.
straightened out the one issue with the door.
Yeah, I'm brand new here.
Should
Yes,
these slide like barn doors?
correct.
Could you just put this behind that and keep this?
So,
Deeper, because it looks like it's pretty far back in the jam. Is that a possibility? Then you could have both things.
Yeah, please, that would be unbelievable.
These would probably be open all the time, but that's okay.
I
But then it would be good security, if you went away, you have these big doors.
think these doors have to swing in.
Oh.
So then every time you wanted to use the door, you'd have,
Sweet.
no, those don't swing. These doors have to swing
Uh-huh.
in because they're exterior doors.
Yeah, these would just open like this
On the exterior.
on the exterior and just sit there on the wall, exterior wall, and then you
But
see
these are
this.
interior now. These are interior. These slide inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you'd have to open up the barn doors and then
Ah.
pull open it would be,
Okay, I was thinking this
yeah.
was yeah.
no, no. And if you slide these all the way open, they don't fit into the wall. So in other words, they stick out, so you would have them like kind of, it just would look odd, which is why they they really want to keep them, which is why they decided to move them to this wall. But yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying, but they're interior.
So this aperture wouldn't have to change, right?
No, none of that has to change.
And then you won't be needing that access for a car anymore.
I don't think they're gonna put a car in there anymore. Yeah. I guess we'll find out at Rackets what they're gonna do with it. But yeah, that was another thing. He wanted to get the house, not only winter coming, is that he said that he really wants to have it done he wants to host Rackets again. Yeah. So, anyway, so if you just want this instead of this, that's easy. I can get him to redraw this and email it to you tomorrow. And you would like it, can I just clarify? You would like it here exactly like this. So this, okay,
They're exactly the same,
Understood.
the east and the west, right?
understood.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
there's,
easy.
so when when you're inside the house and you look east, west, north, they're,
Understood.
they're
Yep.
the same.
And these are going to be retained so that someone else in the future might.
Sure. I mean, yeah, if they want to have all these, they just don't function to live in the home, they don't really function, sadly, but they will be here. They'll be here inside.
It's a great
We would
solution.
find a way to make them work.
There is a way, but it's
There's
I
always,
know,
there's
we
always a
tried,
way.
yeah,
tried
it's a
with-
gasket, you know.
Tried, we had
Yeah.
we had the gaskets and,
Something, I wanna
Right.
just-
yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but
Yeah.
it just can't. It just can't. And they're kind of disintegrating, so.
Yeah.
All right, so this is now what we're on.
Right.
Okay, so could you label that? So do we call that?
Proposed east door, you want to just call it
So,
proposed east?
but to make sure that it's this one.
Propose east door to match exactly the west and east existing doors.
So I'm gonna call that exhibit 1, and today is the 17th of November. Okay,
With the dividers.
so I'd like to make a motion to approve the proposed east door as seen in exhibit 1, dated November 17th, 2025, for 217 West Lake Road.
The north is the north window.
It's the east window.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it faces the pool.
Oh, okay.
With the divided lights to be exactly as in the other doors on the property. Do I have a second?
Second?
I
All in favor? Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, and John, do you want me to email you the new proposed door? All right, thank you.
Thanks so much. Have a good night.
You too.
So,
So I have a question, it's a off topic about my front yard, which has a beautiful copper weeping beech and a red Japanese maple, and they're starting to, I see your face, they're starting to strangle each other. But this beautiful weeping copper beech is getting quite tall. So if I had to remove one or the other,
I think we know Stephanie's choice.
they are so invasive. I know they're bright red, but they don't do anything for nature, and they're just everywhere
And
on
the
the
weeping
ground.
copper beech, you would
It's
you know,
fabulous.
going to eventually, like, maybe not in my lifetime, but take over the entire front yard. You would keep the weeping, the copper.
Oh, I mean, the Copper Beach, yes. I mean,
Yes.
Sally Sunny just paid a lot of money to save the one outside St. Mary's because there's a beautiful one there. And so she's very kindly, because they're they're beloved. Yeah.
Do they have beech nuts yet?
No, it's about 40 feet tall.
It needs to be 60 years old before it can produce beech nuts.
Oh, it's not. It was only about 10 feet tall when we moved in, and that was about 24 years ago, so we have time to go yet. But it's becoming like a monster, and it is crowding out only the Japanese maple. So you're saying that's the one that should go?
Personally,
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Okay,
thank
Nice.
you.
Sayonara.
thank you. You're
Night.
Did everyone have a chance to review the minutes?
Yes.
From there's 3 minutes.
Hours and hours of minutes. Yeah.
So, I asked Desiree to just make one tiny addition to.
Yes, and I did make that adjustment for you.
Did you all see that? It's just one.
I'm not sure I did.
It was your comment that was thereby incorporated.
Oh, okay.
Would you mind just reading into the record that tiny little addition that you made?
Okay. Let me just get open it
It's the
up.
second to last paragraph on the 20th.
Yes. Okay, okay, so. The bar requested more detailed drawings of several aspects for the new building, which would include gutters, downspouts, improved resolution of the steps up to the patio, and drawings of the exterior elements for the heat pump.
Thank you.
Sounds
Do you
good to
remember
me.
that? Okay.
Vaguely.
That's all your idea.
Oh.
So I'd like to, Desiree, the minutes we approved are July the 7th,
Yes,
September the 15th, and October the 20th, right?
correct. Yes.
You just muted now, but that was
Oh.
a yes. No, that's okay.
Now you're
No, wait.
back.
Now you're back. So,
Okay.
so I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of those dates, July the 7th, September 15th, and October 20th of 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, they're approved. Thank you
Yes,
so
okay.
much. So, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn today's meeting at exactly 6:30. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank
Aye.
you.
Aye.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.